Hey guys, Keegan here back with a brand new video today on the channel, and we are covering a new update coming to Minecraft. This update is version 1.21. So let's jump into the first topic, which is pillagers. Upon killing a pillager captain, you used to just instantly get the bad omen effect, but as of 1.21, to get the bad omen effect, you will still kill a pillager captain. However, the pillager captain will drop a bottle, which the bottle is called the Ominous Bottle. So, the Ominous Bottle can be used in 2 locations compared to just a village. So, let me take you to one of them now. You guessed it, we are at a village. So, villagers still have raids, which I'll show you me drinking the bottle now so you know what it looks like. Here we go, drink, there we go. As you see, it still looks the same, but we've got these cool particles going around, and there's the effect on the effect tab. Let me just go into creative to show you the pillagers. Way over here. There they are. Let me just zoom in. There you go. They're the pillagers. There we go. So, yeah, that is now how raids work, using the bad omen bottle. But upon killing a pillager captain, there's a chance for it to drop a level 1 raid or a level 5. So you might think that you're going in for a plain sailing raid, and you could end up walking out with a max level hard raid. The second place you can use the bad omen effect is at Trial Chambers. Right, let me show you around the chamber before I show you the bottle. Start the music and let the tour begin. Right, now onto the bottle. As you see, we've got the effect. The spawner will have these blue little particles around it, which means it is ominous. Which basically means it is harder to defeat, but the rewards for it are a lot better than the regular spawner, which we'll talk about later. Whilst we're here, I think we will cover everything to do with the trial chambers, so let's move on. Next up, we're in the trial chambers again to talk about the breeze. So if you have a look, it is basically the same as a blaze. However, it doesn't shoot fire, it shoots wind. Right, let's talk stats. Let's go.
According to my calculations, the breeze has 30 hearts in total.
This mob is also hostile, which means it will attack. Oh! Oh! Ow! That hurt. Oh, let me come to you. Oh, ow. Right, let's get back on top. Whilst Record Review recovers, I will tell you about today's sponsor. So, who is it? Well, drumroll please. Dubby Energy. Dubby is an energy drink company. Here is their website, by the way, so you can have a quick look while I tell you more. So, as you can see, I've stopped it purposely here because they have a starter sample pack with 5 flavours for £15. So, as you see, this is everything you get: a shaker, 2 packs, and then, yeah. So, 5 flavours total you get to try, and then all of this lot, which isn't bad, I have got to admit. But if you would like to buy energy drinks and save yourself some money, I have the perfect thing for you. Because at checkout, if you use code VIEW10, you will get 10% off your order. If you are interested, use the link in the description below to get this sweet discount. And now, Record Review should have recovered, so let's move back to him. Thank you very much. So, let's move on to the next topic, which is the drops from the breeze. The breeze, like its never clone, the blaze, drops a rod called the breeze rod. This rod can be used in crafting the wind charge, which we will go into more detail about later in the video. It is also used for crafting one more thing, which is amazing. Also, I forgot to mention about the spawner, which is called the trial spawner. You can kind of see it underneath. I'll get a better picture of it now. Here it is. Shrink it down a little bit. There we go. Right, there's the trial spawner. The trial spawner spawns certain mobs. I'll put a list on the screen now and I'll read a few off. Right, so the default value spawns mobs every 40 game ticks, which is 2 seconds. And it spawns 6 mobs, and it adds 2 mobs per extra player. So that's quite cool. Breeze, it does it every 20 game ticks, which is a second. And it does 2 per total mob. And per player it adds an extra breeze. Read through the rest of that if you want while I go over the next thing. Upon defeating the trial spawner, it will give you certain loot. And I've got a list of each item it gives you right now. So pause the video if you want to read the mobs, and I will put the other list up now. Right, I'm just going to read the important ones off. So, I'll do the trial key, has a 50% find rate.
According to my calculations, that means you have to defeat 2 spawners to get the key.
Ender pearls have a 3.8% find rate, which means you would have to search 26 spawners to find these pearls. I'm going to put a list on screen now to know what mob is in which spawner, so then you're not putting yourself against a hard mob. So I'll put that up now. Right, here are the lists. I'll split them up into sections so you can read it better in a minute. So let's go through a few. Right, here it is in a bit of a smaller form. Obviously, I've not managed to get them all on, but you can see here that a baby zombie spawner is the ones with cobblestone and mossy cobblestone surrounding it. A normal zombie is just a mossy cobblestone. A husk is chiseled sandstone. A spider is cobblestone with a cobweb. Cave spiders spawning with spawners with stone and cobwebs, and podzol with mushroom. So that's interesting to look out for, and I'll put a few more on now. Highlight that section, and here we are onto the new batch of mobs. I left the other ones on the bottom set if you want to read, but silverfish will spawn on stone brick, slime will spawn on moss blocks, skeletons will spawn on bone blocks, the bogged, which we'll get into later, will spawn on bone blocks and podzol with mushroom. Strays will spawn on packed ice, and the breeze will spawn on chiseled tuff, which we'll also show you later. I will re-highlight the other section now for you to have a read through, and pause the video if you want more time. Whilst we're on the topic of spawners, I am going to do the ominous ones next, as I didn't really go into too much detail earlier. But I just wanted to show you the ominous vault with the potion effect, so I'll do that now. Rightio, let's get the ominous vault on the screen now. Perhaps, can we shrink it a little bit, please? There we go, that's better. I'm going to do it the opposite way around this time. I'm going to get you the loot table and then the mobs with the blocks, so that I can do that a lot in one go. Right, here is the loot pool. Look familiar? Let me just give you a quick side-by-side. By looking at it, it looks like the loot pool's the same, except the fact of you get an ominous key, but the chances are slimmer. Because on this one you get an ominous key and it's a 30% chance. So that means you would have to kill 4 spawners basically. Because obviously you can't do free spawner. So yeah. In regards to the mobs, it looks like they're the same as the normal spawner, just harder. Because they will spawn with enchanted armour if that mob can wear armour, or it will just add more mobs to the pack if it can't. But I'll put the article on screen now so we can have a read through. Here is article number 1, and here is article number 2. I've put both articles up so then if you're a fast reader, obviously you can read through it all and skip through this bit if you desire. I'll put a timestamp on screen for you to skip to now. But if you want to read through it with me and get it explained in depth, I'll do that now. So simply, the first article at the top is just saying that ominous vaults spawn mobs with better weapons and armour. That's just the top and bottom of it really. Right guys, I'm going to just take the second article down a minute, just so that then it's easier to condense and read through. Right, now that's that done. The next section says that ominous trail spawners with mobs that are unable to wear armour will spawn double the count during the entire raid. So that's basically saying if you were to do the slime spawner, you would get 2 slimes per go instead of just the 1. And it also says during the challenge it will add an additional mob during that time period of the challenge. But it only happens once. Right here, I'm going to now just go down to the armour so you know what you can get. Right here, now it basically tells you the armour and everything. So, each armour piece has a 50% chance, and it's only for chest plate and helmet. So, that's for each to be missing, by the way. Each armour piece has a chance to be enchanted with fire protection, projectile protection, or protection 4. The armour that the mobs are wearing will not be dropped upon killing them. However, we have got a list of armour that we have a chance to get. So, here is the list of the armour pieces. So, you can either get chainmail armour with the bolt armour trim in copper, which is a 4 in 7 chance, or iron armour with floor armour trim in copper, which is a 2 in 7 chance. There is also a 1 in 7 chance of getting a diamond armour piece with the floor trim with copper as the colouring. So that is all the armour pieces that you could get. Now it's time to move on to the weapons. Right here, so it basically now says that melee mobs with a weapon will be selected from an iron sword, which is a 4 in 7 chance, an iron sword with sharpness 1 is a 1 in 7, an iron sword with knockback is a 1 in 7, or a diamond sword is a 1 in 7. So the odds are quite low for the swords. Let's just shrink this document a bit more to show the ranged mob weapons. Right, so now it says that mobs that spawn with a bow have a 1 in 2 chance of spawning with no enchant. With power it's a 1 in 4 chance, or with punch it's a 1 in 4 chance. I've also just seen this at the bottom as well, which basically says that ominous trail spawners that have been manually placed will continue to spawn the same mob as the trail spawner. So that's basically saying if you place a spawner and then your friend activates it with the potion, it will just spawn the normal spawner mobs. Right here, document number 1 can go back up in its full glory, and number 2 will be getting shrunk down in a minute to go through it. Pause the video if you need more time to read document 1. I just thought I'd put it up so you can have a proper read through without me blabbering on. So now here is document 2 cut down. Right, so this is basically now saying that as long as a player is within the activation range, every 8 seconds it spawns ominous item spawners above any player or mob that was spawned by this ominous trail spawner. So basically, every time you're doing this raid, an item spawner will display a projectile for 3 to 6 seconds, and after that timer is done, it will launch the projectile to the ground, affecting you and the mobs. Right, so it basically then goes on to say that the ominous spawner has 2 sets of projectiles, and one of them is a lingering. Randomly, the lingering potion will get selected by the following ones I'm about to show you. Right, I'm going to go more into depth about potions in a bit, but the lingering ones are oozing, wind charge, weaving, infested, strength, speed, or slow fall. And here is the second list of projectiles, which include arrows, arrows of poison, arrows of slowness, fire charge, or wind charge. So that lot. So yeah, that is both the vaults covered. I think now is actually the perfect time to cover potions. seeing as, well, we've had a few listed in here. I'm going to put the list of everything back up, of the documents and everything, so that you can have another read through, but pause them before they go off, as I'm only showing them for a short time. Pause in 3, 2, 1, we're moving on. Seeing as we've just done projectiles, I'm going to cover potions next. So, let's go to the potion lab. Not this one, I mean the other one. That one, that's better. So, we have oozing, infested, weaving, and wind charge. The item frames above indicate what you use to make the potion. So, let's start off with oozing, as it's quite a different one. As you can see, we use slime blocks to brew this potion. Let me show you what it does right now. So, here is this little testing area. The glass cage is where the mobs will spawn. Headphone users, I'd take them off now as it's going to get noisy. So as you see, we've just spawned a load of chickens into the box. Press the oozing button. Any second now, 2 potions will get dispensed. So once the potion has been dispensed, like it has now, they die and slimes appear. So this is a way you could really make a slime farm without having to be in a swamp. So you can, well, make it at your base if you really wanted to. So that is oozing ticked off the list. Right, now let's do infested. This one's quite a cool one. It works a little bit like oozing, so I will show you that right now so you can see for yourself. Here we are. So let me just change the mob we kill. So let's do summon a zombie. So it's a bit more health. Come on, oh there we go. Press the infested button. Run over here, press the button to summon a zombie. Come on, splash him. Come on, there we go. And now let's smack him a few times. Come on. There we go. As you see, a silverfish popped out of the zombie. So, yeah, that is the effect. So upon killing a mob, I think it's got a random chance of happening throughout, a silverfish will appear. Also, infested is created using a stone block to brew it. There we go, that is oozing ticked off the list, and infested ticked off the list. Next up is weaving. So, to get this potion, you need to brew a cobweb, which is quite unusual, but that is how you get the potion of weaving. Let me show you how it works. Right, let me flip the lever to show you weaving. Come on, there we go. Let the pigs summon. Come on, there we go, that'll be plenty. And let me come press the weaving button. So let me stand here to give you a good view. Come on. Splash. There we go. Right, I'm cute. So the pigs die, as you see. Slowly but surely. And there you go. Cobwebs appear. Right where the pigs died. Next up is wind charge. This potion uses a breeze rod to brew. So, let's fly into space. I've basically just gave you a clue there to what it does, so let's get to the site. Here we are, I've made a reset up out here. Let the chickens summon while I get the potions, and I'll be back with you. Right, we're back. So splash the chickens with the effect. Standing here, wait for them to die any second now. This is crazy, gotta admit. So, boom! Lift off to space. Let's see how high we get. It's a bit hard to see due to the text, but I'll see if I can make it out for you when we find our landing point. Not long now. And there we go. 8332 is the highest we will go. in this video. So I just recommend obviously not putting loads and loads of mobs in a certain area, or else you might have to pull the world's highest MLG. I will see you in 2 minutes when I eventually hit the ground. Right here, we are back. Let's go back to the trial chambers, as there's one more topic I haven't covered, which is vaults. So, let's go. This is the standard vault. So this one won't have the OP loot. So let me get you a list of the stuff it gives. Right, this list is for Java and Bedrock loot tables for the regular vault. Right here, let's just have a look at a few then. So, on the list we have got a Trident with a 2.1% chance of finding it, which means you'd have to search 48 vaults on average to find a Trident. The Ominous Bottle has an 18% find rate, which means you would have to search 5 vaults on average to find it. Next up is the Bolt Armor Trim with a 6.2% find rate. This means 16 vaults will have to be open in total to find this trim. The Gust Bad Pattern has a 4.2% find rate, which means on average you would have to search 24 vaults, which is a lot. Now I'm going to take this down and move on to ones exclusive to each version. This next loot table is exclusive to Java. Here is the loot pool. I'm going to read through a few now so you can have a look. There are a few duplicates on this list from the ones on Bedrock and Java, so I'll just skip those out so it cuts down on the timing a little bit. But here are a few that are not on the other list. So, there is the music disc called Precipice, which has a 3.6% find rate, which means you'd have to search 28 trial spawners in total to find this disc. A Golden Apple has a 10.7% find rate, which means you'd have to search 9 vaults to find the apple. Pause the video if you want more time, and let's show you the Bedrock list. Right here, this list is exclusive to Bedrock Edition. This is awkward, it's the exact same as the Java one by the looks. Pause the video if you want more time to read through it, as I'm just going to skip through as it's all the same. Moving the list in 3, 2, 1... now. But there we go. That is the vault ticked off the list. Now it is time to do the Ominous Vault. Right here, let's get the loot table. Right here, this is a loot table for Bedrock and Java. I had a quick look through before I put it up on the video, just so I wasn't wasting time obviously doing them separate. So there is quite a few interesting things on this list, which I will tell you about now. To spice it up a bit, I've got 1 minute to tell you everything that is important. I'll put a timer on screen now. Block of Iron, 12.1% find rate, which means you have to search 8 vaults in total. Block of Diamond, with a find rate of 0.8%, which means you have to search 132 vaults in total to find this item. Creative Music Disc, 13.3% find rate, which means you have to search 7 vaults. The Heavy Core has a 7.5% find rate, which means you have to search 13 vaults in total. Slow Armor Trim, 22.5% find rate, which means you have to search 4 vaults. Sorry if I'm going too quick, but pause the video if you do need more time. Notch Apple, 22.5% find rate, which means you have to search 4 vaults in total. Floor banner pattern, 15% find rate, 7 vaults to find. Emerald block, 18.2% find rate, which means you have to search 6 vaults in total. And that is time. Wow, that took some work, but we did it. Pause the video if you want more time to read through it all, as I'm about to move on to the next topic. Oh, silly me. I haven't given you the release date or the name for the 1.21 update. So, let's do that now. The name of the 1.21 update is The Tricky Trials. The full Tricky Trials update will be playable on June 13th, which is very, very soon. Now that's out of the way and done with, let's talk about the next topic, which is the heavy car. Oops, let me just move a minute so you can see it better. There we go, much better. So, let's talk about the heavy core now then. So, the heavy core is found in ominous vaults, as you've just previously seen. And it can be used in crafting. What can it craft? Well, it can craft the strongest weapon in Minecraft, which is the mace. How do you craft the mace? Well, let me tell you. You need a heavy core and a breeze rod. And then you just simply put them in the crafting grid like this. So, it is the heavy core with a breeze rod, so you could do this actually in your inventory crafting grid, and it'll give you the same output. I actually think that nicely segues us onto the mace, so let's move to the new studio. Voila, we are here. I've moved studios so it's closer to the next site for all the resources and stuff we'll need to talk about. So, let's go. The mace has 3 enchants, which are Breach, Density, and Wind Burst. And the last 2 barrels are mixtures of the both. So first off we'll do Breach. So let's go. So simply what I've done is I've created a drop chute with a mob at the bottom to drop down and show you how it works, because the mace works on how far you fall versus obviously the damage. So yeah, let's do Breach, which you'll see what it does in a second. Falling down the tunnel, and boom. So, Breach does as it says on the pin, breaches through armour, meaning that you can literally kill anyone in full armour, whether it's diamond, netherite, prot 4, anything. I'm gonna admit that did take a few attempts to do. Let me show you a few. that took way too long. Anyway, the next enchant is density. So, let's show you. I showed you the clip of the warden doing it so you can compare it to this one, because density basically means that you don't have to fall as high to deal damage. That is density. Now it is time for wind burst, which does exactly like the potion does, where it fires you into the air, but this time you just have to hit them all with it. So cue the music and let's have a look. Wasn't that just amazing? So there we've just covered breach, density and wind burst. Right here, let me just knock wind burst off with a punch. Fantastic! I've only done that because these two enchantments here can't go onto the same mace. So you've got to basically decide whether you want to be able to have to fall less to do damage or to penetrate armour. Right, let's bring Windburst back onto the screen now, as I've got a question to ask you. Right guys, out of these three enchants here, which one is your favourite? And comment down below why. And also, let's move to the final room to do with the mace. Right, turn me into a little face cam. And now, let's change the background. There we go, so let's move now so you can see it all. That's better. So, there is 4 levels of breach, 5 levels of density, and 3 levels of wind burst. So, yeah, you can't have breach and density on the same piece, but let's move to the next topic anyway. Right here, let's get groovy. There are also 3 new music discs coming in 1.21. Let's move to where they are so I can show you. Here we are at the disco zone. So let me show you the 3 discs. Right here, so we have got 3 discs. As you can see, we've got Create a Music Box, Precipice and Creator. So what we're going to do is start from this side here and work his way through this way. I will play 30 seconds of each disc, so here's Create a Music Box. There was Create a Music Box, and now we've got Precipice, which is my favourite. 30 seconds again. And finally we've got Creator. I'll give you 30 seconds again to listen to it. Let's go. links to all songs will be in the description so you can have a listen through. So, yeah, that is the music topic done. And let's do paintings. Before we move on to the painting topic, if you've made it this far through the video, can you please consider pressing that subscribe button, as it helps out a ton. And smash that like button, so I know to do more videos like this whenever there's a new update. And also comment down below your favourite thing from the update. Let's move on to paintings. So, have a guess how many paintings are coming to Minecraft 1.21. You're probably thinking 1, 2, 5, 10? Well, you are wrong. 20 paintings are coming to 1.21, so let's have a look what they are. Here we are in the art gallery. So, all the paintings here are the old paintings that have already been added. I hope I haven't missed any, but I apologise if I have. So you're probably wondering where the new ones are. Let me flip this lever. Dun 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 dun. Here are the 20 new paintings coming to 1.21. Does that mean I can't fit them all in one screen? But yeah, these are a quick look as I walk down. There you go. So these are the new paintings. And while we was on the topic of paintings, there's this bonus painting that they added that says please sub. And I also made this bit of art as well. If you can't tell, it is my channel logo. But yeah, that is the paintings. I'll put them on screen again for you a bit longer to have a look. Hey, shrink down a bit so the other paintings can fit on. There we go, that's better. Here are the paintings side by side. Have a look at these a minute and I'll play some music so you can have a look without me blabbering on. Pause the video for more time. There we go, that's another topic ticked off the list. So, what have we covered today? I'll put a list on screen as I go through. So, we've done pillagers, we've done about the village, we've done everything to do with the trail chamber. So that includes obviously vaults, spawners, and the breeze, and obviously the breeze ball and the breeze rod, potions, and the mace enchants, heavy core, paintings, and music, ominous vault, and ominous spawner, and projectiles that come from the ominous events. We've also done the name reveal and the release date. I apologise if I've missed anything, but yeah, that's a list of what we've covered so far, and we're about to add a lot more to it now. Next up is the bogged. No, silly, not that sort of bog. This type of bogged. The bogged shoots poisonous arrows at you, and it also spawns in two places. One which is the mangrove swamp, and the second one is the trial chambers.
According to my calculations, we now have the 4 elements of the skeleton.
This is because we have the regular skeleton, the stray, the wither skeleton, and now the bogged. Here's a picture that explains it. Hopefully it makes sense, but now we're going to move on to the next topic. I thought I'd get that done and out of the way, as that's more or less everything done for the trial chambers now, other than the blocks, which we'll cover a few now actually. Right, who remembers copper? When it was first added, it was the most hated thing that Mojang has added. Until the 1.21 update, as copper has had a huge overhaul of blocks and everything. Let me show you the picture of them all. Way, here we are. Here are all the blocks. So, as you can see, there are doors, trapdoors, grates, chiseled copper, and bulbs. Let's talk copper bulbs now, because that's the main blocks. But obviously we haven't talked about the bulbs yet, which is the main important part. Right here, the copper bulbs are like redstone lamps, but do not require a lever to keep powered. So you could use a button and that would do it all. The more the bulb oxidizes, the less the light will get. However, you can wax the bulbs to keep them at their full brightness, which I find very, very cool, as it just means that you're not having to keep waxing or taking off the oxidization every time they dull. How do you craft the bulb? Let me show you. 3 copper, a blaze rod, and a redstone. It's on the screen for you to look at. So it's quite an expensive one. It's not an early game recipe, I can tell you that much anyway. But the copper bulb is also useful for redstone. This is because you can turn it into a T flip-flop, which would normally take a 2x2 area, whereas now it'll only take a 1x2 area. Here is what they previously used to look like, and this is what they look like now, thanks to the copper bulb. So yeah, the copper bulb is having quite the impact on the game, with redstone and decoration really. So now let's move on to Tuff. Minecraft, do listen, as people have been wanting Tuff blocks for ages. So feast your eyes on this. Nice. So this is everything for the Tuff block. So at the start I've put the regular Tuff block with the stairs, slabs, wall, and then afterwards is all the decorative blocks for Tuff. Feast your eyes on this, pause the video if you want more time, as there's not really much to say about them, other than they are found in trial chambers. Pause the video in 3, 2, 1, now. Guys, can you please make sure you are subscribed, as only 9.3% of people are subscribed to my channel that watch my videos. So that means 90.7% of you guys watching my videos aren't subscribed. So if you enjoy the content, please consider smashing that subscribe button to join the View Nation. But I'll stop rambling on about subscribers and get back to the video. So, the next topic is armor trims. These trims are called floor and vault. These trims are found in vaults, so let me show you the style. So, you have already seen them, but this one on the left is Bolt, and this one on the right is Flo. So yeah, the designs on them are quite cool. I would admit though, Flo is probably my favourite out of the two. But comment down below what your favourite is, and why. What I will do is, in my next Minecraft video, so Monday, I will shout out the people with the best reasonings for the trims and put it into the video. So, there's a chance your name could make it into one of my videos as a special feature. So, drop a comment and hopefully you might see yourself on Monday. Also guys, these trims are on Netherite armour in gold. But yeah, there's not a lot to say other than the found in trial chambers and they look pretty cool. And obviously below the armour is what the trim looks like, obviously in the smithing template form. Pause the video if you need more time, as I'm going to move on to the next topic so we're not dilly-dallying. Here we have 3 pots, which are found in trial chambers by smashing the decorated pots. So let's just go left to right with the names. So on the left we have Flo. It looks like a wind spire, if you want my opinion, and it looks quite cool. It's by far my favourite out of the 3, but let me know what you think, and let's move on to the second one. Smack in the centre, we've got Scrape. It looks a bit like an axe on a pot, if you want my personal opinion. It is quite a cool one, and I like it a bit, but it's not my favourite pot. It is a close contender though. But yeah, that is Scrape. Pause the video if you need more time, but you've got another pot to see anyway, which is called Guster. Guster to me looks a bit like a breeze. I don't know why I think that, but it looks a bit like a breeze to me. Once again, these pots can be found in trial chambers by smashing any decorated pots that you see. Pause for more time as I'm going to move on. Here we are with banner patterns. So, on the left you've got Flo, and on the right you've got Guster. I've done them in different banners so it's easier to tell. And as you can see, you find them in trial chambers, so through vaults. By far, I've got to admit, surprisingly, Guster is my favourite, as it looks quite cool. I don't know if it's because obviously the colour pattern, but it really stands out and looks like a breeze. There's not a lot to really say about these, so pause the video if you want more time, and let's move on to the next topic. Next up is the Crafter. Here is a quick video to show you the Crafter in action. Right, so this is the Crafter. If you left click it, you can select slots to enable or disable. For demonstration, I'm going to unselect everything so we can have a full setting. So there you go. Grab a hopper and gold. 9 gold in particular. Come on. Come on. There we go. So you can basically put a hopper into the back to filter items in, and it'll evenly distribute them across. And as you see, we get a gold block. But I can't just press the item to bring it out. I need a button to do so. So if I press the button, obviously the items all go out, and then the gold block will come back in. And yeah, if you wanted to, you could make a clock, so it just simply goes between gold and block. If you really wanted to. But yeah, that is the crafter in all its glory. How do you craft the crafter? That felt weird saying, but let me show you. You require 5 iron, crafting table, 2 redstone, and a dropper to craft the crafter. So yeah, the recipe's on screen now to have a look. Now that's out of the way, let's move on to the next topic. So let's go. As of 1.21, you will be able to see how old your Minecraft world is. What am I on about? Let me show you with my Keegan Views Fun World series. Right, I'm on a copy of the world on the preview. But as you can see, I'm flying about on the world, and if you direct your attention to the top left corner where the coordinates are, you will see below days played, and it will say 98. We have nearly done 100 days in the fun world, but that's not what we're talking about today. So yeah, day counters are going to be a thing, so you can basically do 100 days in hardcore videos if you're a content creator, or you can just realistically see how long you survive in Minecraft days, which is quite cool. When it 100% comes to Bedrock, you will be seeing that in the corner of all my videos, as it's a nice little neat feature, so you know how long you've actually been going, and if it's obviously worth putting into a video. Because obviously you don't want to do a day per video. The Minecraft world page, realms, and service tabs are also getting a revamp. I'll show you those now as I've got them clipped. I quite really like the new revamp, what they've done. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but let me show you when you try to create a new world. Did you guys spot it? Yes, Bedrock is getting hardcore mode. So, I've got a proposal for you. If this video gets to 5 likes, I will create a hardcore mode when it comes and explore as many features as I can before I die. That's going to be famous last words, as we may only end up seeing one feature, which is the copper blocks. But 5 likes and I'll attempt it. Okay, here we are in the hardcore world. If you look at the hearts, you'll be able to tell. I'll zoom it in closer for you in a second to have a look. Right there, ladies and gents, are the hardcore hearts in Bedrock Edition. I can't believe it's happening, but upon death, as you can see by my demonstration, you will see the spectate or main menu. Upon death, you'll get turned into spectator mode, and as you can see, there's no way to bypass this whatsoever, which is good. So then you 100% know that the world is legit, and then you can spectate to see, obviously, around the area, or to see your builds and stuff before the world's gone. Because if you die in Minecraft Hardcore, the challenge is over and the world is deleted forever. That is everything coming in 1.21 for you guys, and it comes out tomorrow at the time of me uploading this video. So, I shall see you in 1.21. Hopefully on Keegan View's Fun World. So that being said, Keegan View, over and out.